Hello there and welcome along to the Bit of Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United. I'm of course George. George, welcome along, welcome back if you're a returning viewer to the channel. Excuse me. Sorry about that. And it's a match preview as I cough my guts up. It's a match preview today on the channel. We play Southampton away at St Mary's Stadium on Saturday, the 30th of September. It's a 12:30 kickoff. It's a long way to go for a 12:30 kickoff, isn't it? They didn't plan that very well when they brought the fixtures out, did they? Long way for Leeds United to go. Yeah, we'll have a look at the travel back later on in the video, but yeah, it's a long way for Leeds to go. Hopefully we come back with 3 points and let me know in the comments if you're going and everything like that. So let's go on with some team news first. Incidentally, I think Leeds will be debuting this shirt on Saturday, along with the matching navy shorts and navy socks. It'll be a debut for the changed away shirt. Um, Debut in the league. We wore it once in the cup defeat at Salford, the Carabao Cup defeat at Salford City. I think that was the end of August, wasn't it? So yeah, let's wait and see. It looks great. It's a great shirt. Hopefully, it looks good and we win in it. So let's get like I said, let's get some team news then. Daniel Farke had his press conference this afternoon as of recording. And it's basically as you were, really. There's still a few players out injured. Junior Firpo and Willie Nonto are both out until after the international break. Willie Nonto had surgery. It all went well, apparently. So they're edging closer back to fitness. Stuart Dallas and Jed Spence are also on the injury table. But Patrick Bamford is expected to travel to Southampton on Saturday with the team. Let me know where Patrick Bamford stands for you in the squad. So, going forward in this season, obviously there's plenty to choose from in attacking options. Where does he fit in? I'd like you to let me know in your opinion down in the comments there. Patrick Bamford obviously has scored a goal for us at St Mary's in the past. We'll get on to previous meetings in just a little while. But that's the team news. I'll predict my starting 11. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze in just a minute. Sorry, you're getting it all on this video. Coughing, sneezing. Gosh. Excuse me. Anyway, predicted lineup. Hopefully there'll be none of that going forward as we end this video. So I think it'll be Melier. I think he'll make a couple of changes. I do think Ayling will come back into the team. I think Ayling is trying to manage his minutes with him being in 32 now. And I think Sam Byram on the other side will continue his place at left back. Played well on Saturday, my man of the match. He was on Saturday's win over Watford at Ellen Road. I think he'll continue at left back. I do think Ayling will come in at right back. I think Jamie Shackleton will drop to the bench. Like I said, I think both Bill Ayling and Sam Byram. Daniel Farke's trying to manage their minutes, isn't he, really? Byram with his injury record, Bill with his age now, probably can't maybe play 3 games in a week. So, yeah, I imagine he will come back at right back. Centre back, I imagine Joe Rodon will come back in after suspension, missing the Watford win. Cooper will drop to the bench, but he's no bother with him, is it? He's a club captain. He'll do what he needs to do for Leeds United, and there's no bother. But I do think Joe Rodon obviously is one of the main centre backs. He won't miss this game if he's fit and ready to play, which I assume he probably is. On the left, like I said, Sam Byram. In the middle, I think he'll continue with Ampadu and Kamara. And then I think it's the same front four that started the Watford game. James on the right, Perot in the middle with Somerville on the left, and then Jorginho, Ruta up front, of course. So that's my start 11. Again, let me know yours if you want to drop it in the box there below, and I'll have a look. It'll be interesting to see what people are thinking. But onto sort of current form for both Southampton and Leeds. Then we'll go with Southampton because they're the home side first, and it's definitely a tale of two sort of forms, one good, one bad. And we're obviously on the end of the good form at this moment in time. Southampton very much in decline at the moment. Four losses in a row. If you take the last five league games, they have one win and four losses. Like I said, four in a row, conceding a staggering 13 goals in those five games and only scoring four. So they've got an issue at the back, which is great for us because we, on the other hand, have scored 10 in the last five league games. We get on to Leeds United in a moment, back on to Southampton really then, and form's not good. They've not kept a clean sheet once this season, so there are goals in it for Leeds United. I do believe in chances, and like I said, we've scored 10 in our last five, four clean sheets in a row, as we all know. So we're keeping it tight at the back, and they're struggling to score. Like I said, only four goals in their last five games, and they've really obviously come off some really big batterings off Sunderland 5-0. Leicester at St Mary's would finish 4-1. Yeah, they're struggling, and it's not an outrageous thing to say. I don't think this. If Southampton lose this game on Saturday, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Russell Martin sacked. It wasn't really the right call in the end. I don't think really should have probably gone with a more experienced manager. But look, yeah, last five games, lost four in a row, won the other one at home to QPR. But yeah, it's not looking good at the moment for Southampton, but there's plenty of time for it to change. But I do think that maybe if we beat them on Saturday, he will be gone come probably the early days of next week, really, I would have said. But let's wait and see. Hopefully that does happen because hopefully we beat them. Um, but yeah, Leeds obviously, like I said, we're flying, lots of goals, wins, clean sheets, unbeaten in six now. It's looking pretty good for Leeds, and on the contrast, like I said, Daniel Fark, we're getting going, we're getting into our stride now. Obviously, it's the first of the two relegated sides we have to play. We haven't played Leicester yet, obviously. I think Southampton have gone under the radar a little bit, really, but they have lost many players as well, lots and lots of players that they've lost. It's they were similar to us. I think they lost 14 players in all. I think that's including young players, but a lot of them, not as many as us, but a few of them did go out on loan as well. But yeah, they did lose a lot of players. Obviously, James Ward-Prowse being the standout one, and obviously Romeo Lavia as well, who obviously went to Chelsea. So they've lost two big players in there. The goals have dried up, although they do have, good attacking options really at this level. Not only one that sticks in my mind, of course, is Che Adams. Now, Che Adams always seemed to score against Leeds, but I had a look at his record. It's only 3 goals in 8 games, which isn't that. I thought it would be more than that, but it's still a decent amount. We're up there with with the highest teams that he scored against. I think the most is Norwich City, and I think he scored 4 goals in his career against them. So it's not far off the top of that list, and he does always seem to get a goal against Leeds. So hopefully that stops on Saturday. But I do think he plays. There's Alvarez as well, the Argentinian lad, who at this level should do all right. It's a young squad, isn't there? Adozi as well, and Sekou Mara as well, who doesn't seem to be able to get a game at the moment. But again, he could do well and attacking wise, but obviously defensive wise, it's just not going well. And Russell Martin did stick with the same back four for I think for the first at least 4 or 5 games, and then when sort of Holgate came in and Howard Bellis, he started to change it up. I think that cohesion has unsettled them a little bit, and they've shipped a lot of goals. And hopefully, we can capitalise on this because we've got the attacking prowess, like we all know, in this division now to really hurt teams. Bamford coming back off, off injury as well is another man to add to that attack. Really, obviously, but I expect he'll be on the bench or come Saturday lunchtime. So yeah, there's plenty of positives for Leeds, plenty of sort of negatives for Southampton, but there's a long way to go in this season. This game is still anybody's. They do have quality to hers, but I think we're looking a lot tighter, obviously, at the back now and more difficult to beat, which is fantastic to see. So it's been a long time coming, has that. So yeah, it'll be an interesting matchup. St Mary's is not a happy hunting ground, as we'll cover in a minute for Leeds United. But yeah, let me know in the comments your score predictions, how you feel the game's going to go. Any Southampton fans watching, what next for you guys? Do you agree with me that if Russell Martin loses this game, he's gone? Let me know in the comments below. But we'll look at the form then within um, our form at St Mary's over the last 5 games, as that's a little, good barometer maybe of how we're doing. We've only won them once in those 5 games. It's a run though that stems back to 2011, so 12 years ago. It's neither here nor there, is it? But Southampton have won 3 of the last 5 games at St Mary's between the two clubs. We've only won one. That was a 2-0 win there at the back end, the very back end of the 2021 season. We were flying high in the mid-table of the Premier League. I think Southampton were pretty safe as well that season. Obviously, Patrick Bamford, there you go, that's when he scored. Late goal from Patrick Bamford was added to by Tyler Roberts. So we ran out 2-0 winners there. Obviously, last season it was a draw, and the season where we finished 17th as well, that was a 1-0 defeat. But yeah, last time we played them, obviously a 2-2 draw. Now, we went 2-0 up in this game. Rodrigo scored. Rodrigo, he got 2 goals. And we went 2-0 up in the second half. I thought we were going to win, and I think we were coming off the back of the thumping of Chelsea at Ellen Road. I think we were coming off the back of that game. It was early August. It was sort of early in the season. I think it might have been late August last year, and that tie-dye yellow and blue kit. And I think at that point, if you'd have told me that 13 months later we were going to play Southampton again, and it would be a championship fixture, I'd probably laughed at you really, because coming off the back of that Chelsea result, we were 2-0 up. Things were looking good. It was maybe the start of something good. Obviously, how wrong we were, and I wouldn't have thought Southampton would have gone down at the very start of the season either. But obviously, these things happen, and here we are playing in the championship now. So yeah, it's one of them things. But yeah, obviously it finished a 2-2 draw in August last year at St Mary's. Let me know your thoughts and everything on this game. If you go into the game, let me know how you're feeling about that long journey. Are you breaking up and staying in Southampton for the weekend? Perhaps, I don't know. But we'll just do a little travel pack then. Driving, it's 4.5 hours, 4 hours 28 minutes from Ellen Road to St Mary's Stadium. It's a long old trip, 9 hour trip, round trip. So hats off to any Leeds United fans going. There will be plenty of them. Obviously, we will pack out the away, and I'm pretty sure of that. Hopefully, we can come away with a win, like I said, obviously. Um, yeah, on the trains, and obviously you want to drive early, or you go on a Friday night or whatever, because it's a 12:30 kickoff. So if you're driving up the morning, you're going to be setting off at 4, 5, 6 in the morning to get there in good time for kickoff. Don't go on the trains. It's about the same sort of time, really, apparently, but there's train strikes, so it's going to take you a hell of a lot longer. So I'd avoid the trains at all costs, really, for the whole weekend. Even if you're not going to the game, just avoid the trains at all costs, because there's more strikes coming over the weekend on the LNER services, I think. So Yeah, avoid that. Otherwise, coaches obviously as well. It's a 4.5 hour journey. It's a long way, isn't it? It's by the seaside, of course. It's a coastal city, isn't it, Southampton? So I'm sure. Well, there's plenty to look around, isn't there? Lots of maritime stuff. So if you're into your boats and everything like that, you'll probably have a field day down there. Titanic and all that sort of thing. There's plenty of stuff on that you can go and have a look at if you've got the time. And then yeah, basically yeah, it's quite a way for Leeds fans to travel. Well, you might be based in Southampton and you might be relishing this game of football. But if you're going and you're wanting about, before the game, bit of brunch, bit of breakfast, as I like to do, I like to pick out a local spot that you might want to go to, and in this one, it's a cafe called Brunch and Barista, Brunch and Barista, which is a 10-minute walk or a 5-minute taxi journey from to St Mary's Stadium. So you're there basically at that point. Opens early on a Saturday, so get yourself in there, bit of brunch, bit of breakfast, whatever, and then head on to the game quite leisurely. It's got very nice reviews. So check that out if you go down there. Obviously, there's other places as well. You can go. I'm sure Southampton's a very nice place. I've never been personally, um, but hopefully those who are going will enjoy it and will enjoy it even more. Obviously, if we get the 3 points, I think Storm Agnes is on its way, isn't it? So it's probably going to be wet and windy. I haven't actually checked the weather forecast in Southampton on Saturday, but who knows? I'm sure there'll be people with their shirts off, won't there? Blokes with their shirts off in the away end. Yeah, crazy bunch of away supporters we have, don't we? If you're one of them, let me know in the comments there below. And if you go in there, have a great time, enjoy it. Hopefully, we'll come back with 3 points, and maybe it'll be the first managerial casualty of the season if that happens. Let's wait and see. Thanks a lot for watching. Marching on together. I'll see you on the next one.